Hi, and welcome to my nail corner. I am doing a full Revel mani today. This is Ori, which is like a medium grayish blue. It pulls a little purple looking in the video, so I'll try to get a good picture after that shows its true representation, but it really pulls more blue than purple to me. Anyway, I'm using Revel Liquids that I've had for quite some time. I refill them with step 1, 2, and 3. You'll be able to see if you look closely at my liquids that they are contaminated. There's some glitter in my base. My activator is kind of colored and has glitter in it. The step 3 is kind of gunky around the neck of the bottle. I refilled the glass bottles. They've lasted quite long. I have some plastic bottles but haven't used them yet. Anyway, I get a lot of questions about Revel products. They were my first introduction to a dip manicure, and I used them for years with no issues after I learned not to contaminate the liquids. So that's the biggest tip I give people, is just to be careful about contaminating. And then I'm just talking about the glitter in my base. So I don't know, they are finicky if you get powder in them, but obviously glitter doesn't do the same thing. I don't know. I wasn't always as careful as I am now, and so there's stuff in the jar. It hasn't seemed to affect the liquid at all. So as far as liquids go, the base, these are the professional liquids, by the way, not the easy liquids. The professional liquids, the base is a little bit on the thicker side compared to just about any other base that I've used. So that's Triple Vitamin, Sparkle & Co., Peppy Gel, and I can't think of others off the top of my head, but this is the thickest base that I've used. So you just want to apply it really thinly. No matter how thick the liquid is, if you apply it pretty evenly and thinly over the nail, you're going to get a nice thin dip. I will show you at this end of this video the angle of my nails that shows how thin they are, and that's going to be with 2 dips of color and then a dip of clear on top. So just apply thinly. That's my biggest advice. Be careful with where you put your liquids so they don't get on your skin around your nails. The same old process as every other liquid. Their finish gel, I think, is where I hear a lot of problems. People can't seem to get the timing right to get it glossy, so I am going to speed through this application of 2 colors and clear. I'm going to do some filing and e-filing, and then I'm going to come back and do the finish gel in real time so you guys can see exactly what I do. It's nothing special. It's pretty much per the instructions. I don't set a timer or anything like that, but hopefully watching somebody else do it maybe will help you get some success. I've heard people that get like streaks or matte spots, and I don't get any of that. So anyway, watch this through. I'll come back when I'm doing my finish gel and chat with you guys about that process. just going to chat with you when I get into my filing here about Revel in general. I do often recommend their starter kit. It's a great price. I think it's around $35 for the 3 liquids and a color of your choosing. They have starter kits with 4 colors. In general, it's just a great price. Their customer service is like top notch. I mean, you hear constant stories in the Facebook group about people who contaminated their liquids, but like by their own doing, admittedly. And I've done it and contacted them saying, hey, what went wrong? And not only did customer service explain to them what went wrong and how to prevent it in the future, but then sent them free replacement liquids. That's amazing. I mean, it's not Revel's fault that we screwed up the process, but they've been super generous. Oftentimes you get, you order a 1/2 ounce powder and you get an ounce in the mail, and who doesn't like a little upgrade, a little more product for the same price? Plus, comparatively, their dip powders are a good price. They're about $8 for a 1/2 ounce jar, and they go up from there, but I've never needed more than a 1/2 ounce jar. I mean, maybe I've gone through, clear, or I don't think I've ever gone through a favorite. Maybe Emily. Maybe. That's that milky, semi-sheer white color that I just love. But regardless, great pricing, great reward systems. They run a lot of specials through the year. So I have a lot of good things to say about Revel's customer service, their company in general. And their powders I have no issue with. They've been fantastic. And like I said, their liquids, while they may have differences, like they're a little bit on the thicker side compared to others, they still work perfectly fine. So I really don't hesitate to recommend them. I just try to send tips along the way of how to treat them well enough to make them last. I go through jar after jar, like soak it down to the bottom, not soak it down, drain it down to the bottom and then refill them and have no issue. So hopefully, just keeping it from contaminating your liquids. And then they also have the gel thinner in their starter kit, which is a huge help when you're a new user. So if you just put about 5 to 10 drops of the gel thinner into your base and your finish gel after each use, it helps keep them from getting gunky if you did get any contamination in them. So those are some tips and tricks to just help get longevity out of your liquids. And then I'm going to pop in here in a minute and walk you guys through the finish gel. But just in general, I do recommend Revel. Their starter kit's fantastic and they have so many colors to choose from. So if you're not already a Revel user, pop on over there and take a look. So hopefully you could see there what a nice thin application I had, even with 3 full dips. Just keep your liquids thin. So I am doing my Activator, after I have filed and buffed. You have to do the second activator in order for your finish gel to cure. Make sure you do your second activator. The only time you skip that is if you're doing a gel top coat that cures in a light. That is my teeny tiny pinky nail. She betrayed me and she is being shamed. I'm leaving her short. I'm not doing a coffee filter tip. I'm making her learn her lesson, even though it was my fault because I put that peel base down the middle of my nail. I had some lifting. I decided to pick at it while I was out, pulled it off, and it ripped off the tip of my nail. So there I am with a teeny tiny pinky nail. And I also shortened all of my other nails to bring them closer to that length. Anyway, this is real time. So I did my activator, did both hands, kind of went back, got my paper towel, and just started wiping them down. It wasn't a full 2 minutes. You could time it, I guess, if you wanted to. It's not very long. So come back with your paper towel, wipe off all those fingers. That's just to get any extra activator residue. Usually there's not much, but it's just a good precaution to keep from contaminating your finished gel. So then I'm going to pull out my finished gel. You may or may not be able to see that I can't even get it to screw on properly because the neck is so gunky at this point, and even inside the neck is kind of gunky, but it still works. So let me just show you that it still works. I'm gonna go ahead and do my first coat of finished gel. Again, this should be done with 2 or 3 quick swipes, and then I swipe the paper towel before going back into my jar to keep from getting any activator back inside the jar. So 2 or 3 swipes on the nail, a swipe on the paper towel, back into the jar, and onto the next nail. Your first coat of finished gel should always be that quick, just not worried about detail or getting around all the corners, whatever, just 2 or 3 quick swipes. Then immediately following that first coat, you're going to go back around for your second. So you start back at the finger you started with initially, that pinky, and that's when you're going to do your more thorough coat. Make sure you get around the edges, cap the end. You can do as many swipes as you need to, and then move on and finish. So I'm going to finish up and I'll be back and show you the finished product in a minute here. I sped through that secondhand because we did the first one in real time, so you get the idea. Anyway, what do you guys think? Does it look glossy to you? Looks glossy to me. There are a few stray glitters in there by my own doing, contaminating my liquids, but I've learned since then. Anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Did you see a step that maybe you were missing or something that might help you? Let me know. Finishing up with cuticle candy, as always, hydrating those cuticles to keep them healthy. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you in some way. And if you have any questions, drop a comment and I will do my best to help you out. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye now.